Measha, you look amazing. How are you doing and how was your summer?
Oh my goodness, my summer was amazing. I'm in Brooklyn. I'm here doing Zombie Blizzard at National Sawdust. So I'm in a friend's recording studio and all is well. All is like I couldn't be more grateful. Yeah. How you doing?
Doing good. But you know, it's so funny that you talk about that because I've got a sort of like a list here and it talks about your upcoming performances. So you said you're in Brooklyn. You've got a show that's happening as we speak, October 28th, correct?
Yes.
But then you come back here, meaning of course in Canada, you've got the you're in Halifax, October 31st. and
We
then no
are still. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Go ahead.
then
Go ahead.
November 6th, it's Wolfville. You got a show there too.
That's right. So we're warming up Nova Scotia by doing the American premiere here in Brooklyn. And actually, at the Carlton, we added a date. So we have the 31st. And for the people who were like, oh no, I can't go because Halloween, they can now come on the 30th.
Oh, fantastic. Now, you said you were in a recording studio, correct?
I am for no reason. Like, listen, I released 7 albums this year. So
Wow.
I do not need to record for a long time. But yes, this is Mikael Carlson's studio, who's an incredible Swedish American composer.
Now, you did talk, you just mentioned that about 7 albums. There's one in particular that I have right in front of me, and hopefully not too much. And it's vinyl, which is very cool. Can we talk about this for a
Oh,
moment, please? Because this isn't just an album; it is a double album, and just sort of opening up here too. Can you talk
oh,
about the inspiration behind this, please?
I am so thrilled to talk about that. Thank you for asking. Laureate was an album that I released in celebration of becoming a laureate of the Governor General's Performing Arts Awards. I was honored and humbled by receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award for classical music, the first Black person to receive that and the youngest recipient ever. I'll take it. Like I am, it's not a humble brag, it's a straight up brag. Okay. And so when I went to look at what my year could possibly produce, I wanted to create something that was going to be a commentary on where I believe classical music is and has the potential to go. And the albums that led up to Laureate were Zombie Blizzard, which is a Margaret Atwood, Aaron Davis song cycle, Known to Dreamers, which was released by the Canadian Art Song Project, all Black Canadian composers. And then Laureate, which is a double album, a live album, me with my wonderful band, Planet Measha, which I've started calling it, is this multi-discipline, multi-genre mix of Blazikolenko gospel-esque kind of, I call the genre unity, is what I call it, because its unifying factor is me. And then the other album of Laureate is called Planet Misha. And when I was producing concerts in the pandemic, I produced a series of concerts called the Measha series. It was Measha in all of her incarnations. Come to I find a lot of comfort in the fact that my style is versatility. I've embraced it. So we had the Measha series, which was Measha in gospel, Measha in folk, Measha in jazz, Measha in classical, and then Measha in dance. Hello, I was not dancing. I then released a single for every one of those concerts. And the B-sides of the Planet Misha album were produced by Jay Vernon, and they feature electronic, hip hop, just remixes of the 5 singles from the Misha series. And Gabriel Horace Davis is the other mixer, producer, organizer, editor of Planet Misha, the second album on Laureate. And he happens to be Aaron Davis's son. So it's
Oh,
a
wow.
family affair. Yeah, I know. That family just won't quit. They're just filled with incredibly talented people. And I'm a I'm a deeply grateful beneficiary of that.
Now here's the thing though, because I'm glad that Kevin Pennant was able to drop this vinyl album for me because I'm a big fan of picture discs. And if people think just the music itself is amazing, I'm going to try to do this as best as possible so everybody could see this. I had to take it out slowly because I don't want to scratch anything. This is what the albums look like. This is in one package, two albums, one package. Look how beautiful the artwork is. Did you have anything to do with this? Because, like I said, I literally shouted because it's been a long time
Oh,
since I've seen something like this, and it's so beautiful.
thank you so much. You have, first of all, Pierre Tabner is the graphic designer that created the entire package, but specifically, oh, there are the other sides.
The other
All
side,
that is by a wonderful artist, Canadian artist, newly Canadian, born in America, now became Canadian this year. Her name is Paula Arciniega. Paula Arciniega. Write it down. Art by Arciniega. That's her Instagram handle, and she is a deep in the cut friend. Like we're talking, her husband, Matt Brooks, and I were at U of T together back in the day. And then Matt goes to do his master's at the San Francisco Conservatory in trumpet performance and meets Paula, brings her back home to Toronto, and she's now a visual artist. I mean, she is so gifted. And in addition to being a gifted, prolific artist, she's a beautiful person, like an incredible person. And so when I wanted to have Laureate be a reflection of everybody who has encouraged me, collaborated with me, taken photographs of me. This is Laureate. Like, if you're going to give me a Lifetime Achievement Award in classical music, I'm going to bring as many people to the party as I possibly can. And that's what you see there.
it's beautiful. My only problem is I don't want to. I want to hear it, but I don't want to play it because it's to me this is such great art. There's something else. Kevin was really good to me. There's something else I got here too because Kevin was able to drop this off for me
Oh,
also.
come on.
He was able to drop this off for me also,
I'll
which
tell you, there it is. It's my spirituals album, Hymns and Spirituals, Songs of Freedom. And anybody who's watching Vision TV in February will see the documentary for which that is the soundtrack. It's called
wow.
Songs of Freedom. And it is, that album is like my homage to my favorite album of all time, which is The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Mhm.
It goes through snippets of my genealogy and different interviews and then morphs into the songs in the similar way that Miss Hill was examining the different aspects of love as she had the album set in a classroom. And this album, Songs of Freedom, sets the listener in the history of my family's genealogy as being Black loyalists. And
Now
so, yeah, tell
I was
me.
gonna say, and I because I know we're gonna be running out of time, but he was playing Santa Claus. He also dropped this off for me too,
Kevin
and
Pennant
yeah,
holding it
yeah,
down.
there you
Gorgeous,
go.
gorgeous. Oh,
And what is
beautiful.
this?
Now, that is a collection of art by an indigenous artist that Kevin had introduced me to. And it all comes as a package because this Canadian landscape that we're living in, this incredible gift of being able to create how we want, being able to produce how we want. Like it's the Wild West of the post-COVID artistic space, and we're all helping each other. We're all celebrating the fact that we're still here, still
Yes.
making beautiful things,
Mhm.
and helping each other promote our works. Like art is going to save us. Music has been saving us. And as artists in this industry, I just so appreciate you and Kevin so much because listen, I'm out in these mean streets just trying to make things happen, trying to sell these concerts, trying to get people into the spaces where live music is being made because that's where the healing happens.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Well, look, I'm gonna let you go so you can get back in the studio. Thank you so much for making time. And oh my goodness, like I said, this I can't ask enough. I like
Still not for
just
sale. But
there you
it's so
go.
not for sale. But those records are at Measha.com.
And I don't know where and when you and I are going to run into each other, but if I know it's going to be happening in person, I got to bring all this stuff to get you to sign so I can frame it and hang it up. Thank you so much for the interview. Thank you so much for the interviews in the past, present, and looking forward to the future. Big love and have a great time at the shows.
I love you, Rudy. Thank you.
Love you too.